All right, guys, this is your homework for tonight. If you didn't get to finish this, I know every class is at a different level or pace on this subject. So if you didn't get to finish it, please take the time to watch this and to check your answer. You can rewind, you can pause the video, you can fast forward if maybe you don't need this section because you finished it in class. And so I kind of just want to address what each question and making sure you understand the application of each term. So on here, they're asking you to determine if the points are collinear. Remember, collinear means on the same line. So you might need to just kind of add your points because you might not see it. So like there is a dot here to represent B. C is this intersection of line M and N. So you might want to add a point there, the intersection point, and here is point D. So I can see that all of these are on, oops, sorry, on the same line. So I'm just going to put a Y for yes. And the line that they're on, and I'll just highlight that to help you see it right here. Where might I go? Green, let's go yellow. To name the line, it keeps going green, sorry. There it goes. To name the line, there we go. Right there, we're going to use that lowercase letter next to the arrow. So this is on line N. So most of you, I think, got to these. You just check your understanding. So here, if I'm looking at point A, E, and C, that was also a yes, and it's on line M. But for F, A, and E, because F is this intersection point here, A is our point here, and E. See, A and E is on line M, but F is not. That was a no, okay? Sorry. Now they want us to name the line in, let me kind of put it up there, 3 other ways. So we can name the line by this lowercase letter next to this arrow, or the 2 points. You need at least 2 points to name a line. 2 points is basically a definition how we can create a line. All lines exist in at least 2 points. So I can do any combination here. I can do B, C. Let me keep it right here so you can see it. So I could do capital letter B and C for those 2 points and with the line symbol. I can do CD. I could also do CF. I can see DF. There's many ways of uh, naming this line as long as I'm using 2 points. Now here you had to identify the geometric figure. 5, the figure is this figure here, and that is a ray. And we name the ray with its starting with its endpoint, which is S. So this would be ST, capital ST, and with the ray symbol over it. This is the figure for number 6 here. This is a line. Okay. Now I don't have a little lowercase letter by the arrow, so I can't say like line N or line X. So I would have to name the line with the points, 2 points on the line. So I could say PQ with the line symbol above it. I can say QR or RQ, and I can say PR or RP, but it doesn't matter. So that was the front of our worksheet. We go here, again, we're trying to make sure we understand collinear points. But now we're using this plane Q. All right, so R, B, and F collinear. All right, this one was yes, because they're on this line that's going through plane Q. Okay. Here, they want us to look at line EB, and I know we don't physically see the line. Oh, no, you can. Let me get my highlighter. I can see the line here. There's point E, there's B, so that's this whole line right there. And point A. Point A was over here, and I could see that it's still inside the plane. Oh, it's inside the plane, but it's not on the line. So this is not collinear. They have that point A right here is not on the yellow line. And then they're looking at line AB and point C. This was a yes. Now we're going to determine coplanar points. So this means they got to be inside this parallelogram plane Q. EBF, okay, is EBF on inside the plane? I guess this one didn't have the answers on here. This was a no, because point F here is off the plane. Okay. Now I'm looking at plane Q and EC, and that's the one we don't see the line, but I can draw the line through the point E and C. Sorry, this is crooked like that. And that would still be inside. This is yes. I'm sorry. This was no, but this is yes. And then the last one, we're looking at line FB and line BD. Well, F is not in the plane, so this is no. Sorry about this little thing over here. There it goes. All right, so instead of naming all intersecting or all segments intersecting AB, we're just gonna name 6 of them. So I'm gonna focus on this segment AB right here. And for it to intersect, basically it needs to touch either point A or it needs to touch point B. Okay, so we need a segment basically intersecting through those points. So I could do this segment here, which is segment AC. I could also pick this horizontal segment BC. These answers can vary. I could do this, oops, I want to do a different color. I could do this vertical segment here. So that would be AT. I could, if I wanted to, see a segment going from H through A like that. So HA. Or I can see maybe a segment from H going to B like that. HB, sorry, I'm running out of room. And then I could also pick BK or K or GB. So the answers can vary here. Right? And then we go to this next section here. All right, so the top, and where this is kind of off, is the rectangle here in this box. But we only need 3 letters. So like if I just went from G to H and then come back over here to F, that would still be the top. I could also do GHE, okay? They just have to be non-collinear points, not on the same line. I could do HEF, right? Now for the back, when we're referring to the back, we're talking back here. So we need just 3 points that make up this rectangle, all right? So I could do DCG, I could do HDC, okay. I could do GHD. We just need 3 points that represent the back. Here we want the intersection of plane DCG, okay. That is the back we just talked about. And we want to do the plane, so the back is what we're looking at. And if I trace from C to B to F, that would be the right side here. Okay. So where they intersect, where they meet is this edge. I don't think I have it on, which is GC. 2 planes intersecting at line HD. So I'm gonna put the line here so we can focus. And we need to focus on 2 planes that would meet here, okay, at HD. So I already see the back as part of this edge HD. So I could use the back and I could use the left side, okay? But we already had the back, the name for the back we just did right here, DCG. Our left side we could do HDA, okay? Or I can do HEA. I just need 3 points that make up this rectangle. And then they want you to shade the points to contain the plane. So you want to go kind of in order G, F, A, D. So I'm going to get this highlighter right here. And this will be part of your amplify activity online. I go to G, F, and then A. A means I'm going to have to go diagonal down like this. AD, and here. To get the plane, I want to connect them. So that would become here. Sorry. And so hopefully you see that this is a diagonal plane inside the box, right? It's like a little ramp that would be formed inside the box. Let me just make a note of that. See, we got a diagonal plane inside the box. So add that to your paper. And then it says, is H coplanar to or with the points G, F, E. So you got to look at G, F, E. Okay. G, F, E is this top. Okay. And then we're trying to see, is H coplanar, meaning inside the top of the plane? And yes, because it's the top side. So when you have this done, I'm gonna stamp check this to verify you completed it, and then you would go on to Teams to do the Amplify class activity. So thank you for getting this done. So you're ready to move on tomorrow. Thanks.